I feel comfy and sexy. Like, I'm sorry, are you going to tell me that this doesn't look cute? I feel like Beyonce, standing in front of my air conditioner waiting for my Uber. Wait, it's only... It was the scariest day of my life. Hi everyone, I want to get on here and address the recent videos I posted and have since taken down.
Oh, I am back. I said I was going to be back a couple of days ago, but I actually got really ill post flying, and I was like, there is no way that I can sit here without a voice, so haven't done that. But I do have a video for you guys that I have been wanting to talk about this creator for the longest time. I made a video where I was talking about TikTok and dating as a whole, so I will leave it linked in the description box. Part of that video, I was talking about this lady called Rutter, who is over on TikTok, who is kind of known for doing these dating TikToks. So I have had this build up of lore about her overall TikTok and her YouTube podcast for a little while now.
You must have me confused with someone who cares.
She honestly, right, hear me out, she would fit in so well in, I can't say it, it doesn't sound right when I say it, girl. You know what I mean? GORL world. Girl world. You know, with Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn Reid. I'm not talking about it from a physical appearance, by the way. That's not where I'm going. It's that she does controversial things. Some of her actions remind me of Foodie Beauty, and the way that she talks is like Amberlynn Reid. It's really bizarre. Molly belongs in that world, is what I'm trying to say. I have been glued to the shenanigans that have gone on, and really recently she had to delete so many videos, which I managed to screenshot before she deleted them, where she basically was trying to capitalize off of DVDA when it is actually meant to be Domestic Violence Month, I do believe. She tried capitalizing off of it in a really bad way. Not only that, but it was like an undisclosed ad, and when I say capitalizing off of it, she basically made it seem as if she went on a date and something really bad happened to her. There was like sirens in the background, and then it turns out that that didn't actually happen. It was an undisclosed ad. Loads of her community are ultra confused. Many people didn't even see the videos on the run-up, so they have no idea. They're saying, what's the matter? What's going on? Etc, etc. Well, I'm going to try and break it down for you and just overall talk about her page. Do you find her content quite funny? She's already starting to argue with her audience. She's quit her job to become a full-time content creator after the school that she was working at. They found out about it. She's quit her job. She's a full-time content creator, and she's already started arguing with everyone. She cannot take criticism.
Notice anything different? You notice anything different? I listened, okay? I listened. I heard you loud and clear.
She blew up initially on TikTok over the whole dating thing because she decided that she wanted to go on a date with a guy just so he could like do her taxes, and she quite literally was going to like give him like the social security number and all of that kind of stuff, and in the end she actually got stood up on this date.
Tomorrow, my first date in Buffalo, homeboy is gonna help me do my taxes. We're gonna get some beer. Okay, sounds fun. And he ghosted. The last time we texted was 3 p.m. Plan was to meet up at 5 or 6 p.m. when I was done with my nap. So we texted at 3 when I woke up from my nap, and then I texted him again saying I was getting in the shower to get ready, and he hasn't answered me. And it's now like 5:30, so I'm genuinely excited about this date. He looked cute. We had good conversation. I hate dating in this generation. It was my mistake because he was very young. I'm 32 years old and he was 23. He did a very 23-year-old thing.
I'm kind of glad in a way that she got stood up, because otherwise, like, you're giving out all your information to a person you don't even know. And I also think he was way younger. On a date with like a 20-something-year-old, like a young 20-year-old. And I think he was called Dangly Earrings Guy, and everyone was saying, why are you going on a date with someone that's like 10 years younger, etc, etc. And then in the end that didn't work out.
Thinks we're at different points in our lives where I'm most likely looking for something more serious than he is, which I completely agree with. I know people in the comments are gonna go, oh my god, it's because he's 24 and you're 32. Like, I know you all are going to say that in the comments, and go ahead and do so.
She does these dating stories which are kind of relatable in a way, kind of going going through the highs and lows of dating online. And whenever she posts a dating story, they always do really, really well. Somewhere in all this time, she ended up quitting her job as a teacher. And she does say that apparently some of the staff found out about her TikTok and were asking questions about it. I and many other people believe that she was fired because of the content that she was putting up on TikTok, but she's never explicitly said this, but she did say that they found out about it.
I come to the school in Buffalo, and right from when I was hired, it was actually on the radar of my school because they right away noticed that I had this public platform and they asked me questions about it. What ended up happening though is more and more people were reporting back to my school about my platform. And that's when the conversation started to get confusing.
And since she has quit, she has had quite a lot more negative comments because the amount of uploads that she does isn't as much as, like, the frequency is off. And she has set up a podcast, and the podcast, basically one of the episodes starts with her just going off, like literally going off on her subscribers. She will do this. She will post videos where she is literally just having a go at the haters.
And I'm sorry, I missed the part in my videos where I asked for your opinion about how I look. Yeah, I don't think I asked you ever. There's a reason why I never asked you. I never asked you because I don't give a...
Or just anyone that's trying to give constructive criticism, such as her microphone. Her microphone wasn't great. I actually tried to write a comment about her microphone to get ahead, because she doesn't, I don't know what this is actually called, like a muffler. I tried writing that, and then I checked to see if it was there, and it didn't even go through. I'm pretty sure she has me blocked. So there's that. Whenever I try and comment, it never turns up. It goes away straight away. I'm pretty sure she blocked me because I included her in a video a little while ago. There was also a period of time where people on Reddit had found her Hinge profile, and I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, but she was very unhappy because people were saying that she was like catfishing, because she has pictures up of her like years ago and she doesn't look the same. And yeah, she was very unhappy about this.
I've been thinking about how much I would love to get on the dating apps and match with people and schedule dates, but I no longer feel safe doing so. And that's because of the faceless, nameless people on Reddit. The people who screenshotted my dating profile and felt that it was a good use of their time to compare my appearance in photos to my appearance in TikTok videos and accused me of being a catfish.
Now, this is all ultra brief, but coming up to now, she made a video not that long ago where she went on a date, and basically she said that she was SA'd. I think the guy went to touch her boobs, if I remember rightly, and she felt extremely uncomfortable, and a lot of the audience was trying to say, yeah, no, you shouldn't stand up for that, you know, people can't just touch you whenever they want to, which brought a lot of the audience in, and these videos gained a lot of attraction.
Yeah, you can kiss me. And so we kissed, and it was really sweet, and I was loving it. And then mid-kiss, he grabs me. Oh, I didn't realize that we're triggering a trauma response out of me tonight. Ooh, that's fun. That's a plot twist I didn't see coming. Ooh, yay. Awesome. There's some good old-fashioned trauma response, Bo, on a date.
She then did another video not even that long ago where she was talking about going out and then getting into these big arguments with guys, basically because they were making remarks about women. They were doing something and Molly decided to basically shout at them, but she didn't really say exactly what was being said, but she did go on a big rant about this.
The sirens right now are completely appropriate because I have felt so uncomfortable by the men I have interacted with in the past week, and it is so upsetting to me. Literally in the 10-minute walk from my house to a restaurant to go watch the Bills game on Sunday, I was catcalled 3 times. When I almost was at my destination, there were these 2 guys wearing hoodies standing near the curb. They were fully wearing their hoodies, by the way, and it was like 75 degrees out. It was like a hot day. These men look at me, say something to each other, then go into the middle of the sidewalk in front of me. And I'm not gonna let myself walk in front of them and have them be behind me. And they were walking mad slow. I finally got to my destination. Thank God nothing happened. But the whole time I'm thinking, wow, I had to have my fight or flight mode activated the entire time I walked from 10 minutes from my house to a restaurant. And then last night, I interacted with some of the most juvenile men. I actually don't even feel comfortable talking out loud about what these men said. The one guy was basically making a really juvenile comment and joke, and I remember I looked at him and I go, that's not funny. I can't believe people are still making jokes like that. He was only 22 years old, and I was like, I thought your generation was better. The group of men around you just laughing about it? Do you not have the mental capacity to make more intelligent jokes? Do you not have more words in your vocabulary? And of course, all the guys around were telling me that I was like, argumentative and had an attitude, and I was like, I'm sorry that I don't conform to the standard you have of how women should act in public when they're uncomfortable by something.
With being said, she would spend a lot of her time really recently saying that she feels really like she's kind of had enough of men and men and their antics, and was just feeling really deflated from, you know, dating. And of course, when she said that she was SA'd when she was touched inappropriately, when she didn't want to be touched, a lot of the audience resonated with that and were like, you know, standing up for it and being like, no, like, you know, you shouldn't take that. That's not okay.
And if I've had so many awful experiences with men in the past week, of course they would all show up in my comments too. Like, if misogyny didn't exist, it wouldn't be in my comments, and then it wouldn't be something I experience in real life either. It's really scary that there are people who genuinely don't believe women when they say stuff. Like, can you imagine how is our society supposed to change and grow and improve if we don't even believe what women are saying they experience?
Well, she knows that, you know, her dating stories do really well, okay? So what does she decide to do, given everything that I've just talked about and how she felt uncomfortable with dates? She, not had a good time. She decides to post a get ready with me where she's getting ready for a date, which is what she normally does. So there's her saying that she is going and she's going to meet a gothic man. And she uploads these all in parts.
Angle unlocked. Let's do my hair for a date, shall we? Yes, I sway. And I can't do anything about it, so it's no secret that I have not been in the best headspace when it comes to men lately. So hopefully this guy redeems men for me. He's definitely not my usual type. He's got a bit of a grungier gothic style, actually. I'm in the mood for someone a little bit out of my comfort zone, just try something different. I don't know. Maybe I need to be toxic and have a bad boy for a period of time. Or maybe he's not even a bad boy at all, he just looks like it. I'm definitely a little nervous because we didn't like text very much at all. It was just like some quick messages and then we made plans, like one of those types of things.
Then at the end of one of the videos, this is what happens.
The fit. So many people told me not to wear this, but I just don't care. I feel so cute. Are you gonna try to tell me that? I feel so confident. I feel like Beyonce standing in front of my air conditioner waiting for my Uber. Wait, it's only... It was the scariest day of my life.
And it is left on a massive cliffhanger, and she doesn't post a follow-up video for a day. And in this day, after that video was posted, people were extremely worried because we know that she has had some bad experiences with her past dates or just going out in general. We know that she's had bad times. So people were really, really, really concerned for her. You saw that she had a black eye and a busted lip, and there were sirens, and people were concerned about it. I did slightly raise my eyebrow because I was thinking, like, what is the coincidence of things going wrong every single time you go on a date? But then again, this is the world that we live in, so is it really that surprising? I don't really know. What ended up happening, right, is after that video got a hell of a lot of views, people were then really concerned. It turns out that that wasn't the case at all. This is actually what happened.
Here's the highly anticipated recap of my date from hell, the scariest date I have ever gone on in my life. Well, this man surprised me a private tour of Frightworld, one of the biggest haunted houses in the country. And so I thought it was such a cool experience that we got to go through it privately. Like, haunted houses are the perfect date night. I just had an absolute blast. My zombie boyfriend took me to get my makeup done by their makeup artist. I got to match him with the zombie attire, so we were a cute little undead couple. Sorry to scare you.
And she then replied in a comment when they're talking about the makeup. She then says, oh, it's a busted lip and a black eye. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense, because in the video she's talking about, oh yeah, they want to zombify me, something along those lines. Anyway, so it turns out that that probably wasn't even a date, because it looks like she went for a private viewing around that fright house, the fright whatever. Yeah, that seems like what it was, and she was basically given the experience to then show to the followers. The actual company that she was doing this for, they were actually commenting on her videos, and then all of a sudden all of those comments just like disappeared after they noticed that they were getting a hell of a lot of backlash. She also didn't disclose it as an ad, and even though you're not getting paid with money, if you're being given an experience or products for free, it still falls under the same category as paid for promotion. She then comes back and she then apologizes, and her apology wasn't great. She is kind of missing the point of why people are annoyed. Like, she's kind of not really apologizing for what is going on, but she has deleted all of the comments, and she's also turned the comments off for that particular video. And I will be completely honest, I do think that if you're putting out an apology, you should leave those comments open.
Hi everyone, I want to get on here and address the recent videos I posted and have since taken down. I went to a haunted house to film content and dress up with a makeup look that was spooky, Halloween inspired, to match the theme of this zombie date experience. That said, I've read your comments, and I understand that there were people who felt that my makeup look, which included a black eye and a busted lip, was highlighting domestic violence and physical abuse, which was absolutely not my intention at all. That even people with good intentions, their actions and their behaviors and their words can have unintended negative consequences. I do not feel it would be right to profit off of content that highlights something as serious as domestic violence and physical abuse. That is why I have removed those videos. For those who don't know me, or maybe you haven't been following me very long, I absolutely love Halloween. It's a big part of who I am. Everything from dressing up to going to haunted houses. I'm just a huge lover of anything Halloween and fall, which is why I even went forward to make this content in the first place. I'm always open to learning and growing, and so I do appreciate so many of you bringing this to my attention, and I sincerely hope to continue to create on this platform in a way that is positive and respectful.
I do think that you should not turn your comments off if it's an apology video. What it's also done is that it means that a lot of the people who didn't see all of those videos are then completely confused, and they can't gain any context because she has turned the comments off. Whereas, you know, if you didn't know, you'd go to the comments, read, and then you'd make up your own assumption, but she has taken that ability away. So for that reason as well, I just don't think it's a good look just to disable your comments. But that's just my own personal thoughts and feelings. Obviously, that's not a good look to be joking about something that serious a topic, given the fact that her followers, a lot of them would have joined her because they felt bad for her because of her bad experience with dates, to then kind of take that and throw it in their faces. Considering a lot of people have gone through instances of DV and DA, that's just not a good look. And also to do it for an ad, that makes it even worse.
I don't give a...
That's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I keep on looking at my skin in the viewfinder. I'm not a good traveller. This is not related to the video, so you can skip off if you don't want to hear me ramble. But I am not a good flyer. I get all puffy and then my skin breaks out and it's just not, I'm not good. And I always get really ill. I honestly thought I had the dreaded C. I don't even know, like, yeah, I thought I had the dreaded C. I felt that bad, but I feel a lot better today. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to making some content. So yeah, I feel like I've been away and I haven't really seen anything for a little while. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.